Welcome to my video. Please subscribe my channel. In late August 2025, the world's eyes turned to Tianjin, China, a city that had never before played host to such a momentous gathering. The anticipation was palpable, as leaders, diplomats and journalists from every corner of the globe descended on this bustling metropolis. The occasion? The largest Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit ever convened, a meeting that would set the tone for a new era in international relations. Security was tight, and the city buzzed with excitement as convoys of dignitaries arrived, signaling the gravity of what was about to unfold. This wasn't just another diplomatic event, it was a bold attempt to reshape global power, a rare moment when the world's balance seemed to teeter on the edge of transformation. Under President Xi Jinping's watchful eye, leaders from China, India, Russia, Pakistan, Iran, Belarus, and the nations of Central Asia gathered around the same table, united by a shared vision and a sense of urgency. Together, they represented nearly half the world's population, a staggering coalition that underscored the summit's significance and the potential for real change. The summit's guest list was a testament to shifting allegiances and the evolving nature of global alliances. It was clear that the world's political landscape was in flux. Even North Korea and Serbia, countries often on the periphery of such gatherings, attended as observers, signaling their interest in this emerging bloc and hinting at new possibilities for engagement. The message was unmistakable. These nations were ready to challenge the Western-led order, to assert their own interests, and to explore the contours of a new multipolar world where no single power could dominate. The timing of the summit was critical. With the Ukraine war raging and aggressive U.S. trade policies straining old alliances, even historic rivals like India and China found common ground, setting aside differences in pursuit of shared goals. U.S. sanctions and tariffs designed to isolate and pressure instead had the unintended effect of pushing these countries closer together, forging new partnerships in the face of adversity. The Tianjin summit became the stage for this new reality, a place where cooperation triumphed over rivalry, and where the seeds of a different global order were sown. For anyone watching world politics, Tianjin was more than just a city on the map. It was the place where the future began to take shape, and where the world's next chapter was being written in real time. To truly grasp the significance of this summit, it's important to look beyond the formalities and see what's at stake. This isn't just another gathering of world leaders, it's a pivotal moment in the shifting landscape of global power. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or SCO, is at the heart of this transformation. To understand why the SCO matters, you need to trace its evolution from a modest regional forum to a heavyweight on the world stage. The organization's journey reflects the changing priorities and ambitions of its diverse members. Founded in 2001 by China, Russia, and 4 Central Asian states, the SCO began as a security pact focused on building trust and stability in a region once marked by tension and uncertainty. Its early days were about border security and fighting extremism, but the SCO didn't stay small for long. As the world changed, so did the organization. India and Pakistan joined in 2017, bringing together 2 nuclear-armed rivals under one roof. More recently, Iran and Belarus became members, expanding the group's reach and influence. This growth has transformed the SCO into a major political and economic bloc, representing nearly half the world's population. Today, the SCO's ambitions go far beyond security. Its members seek broad cooperation in politics, trade, energy, and technology. They envision a world where decisions aren't dictated by a single superpower, but shaped by consensus and mutual respect. The SCO is positioning itself as a champion for a fairer, more multipolar international order. Unlike NATO, which is a formal military alliance, the SCO operates on principles of consensus and non-interference in each other's affairs. This approach appeals to countries that are wary of Western dominance and want to assert their own sovereignty on the global stage. Of course, the SCO faces its share of criticism. Some argue that it's more about talk than action, pointing to its struggles to resolve internal disputes or take unified stances on major global crises. The diversity of its members can make consensus difficult, and critics question whether the organization can deliver on its lofty promises. Yet the recent Tianjin summit marked a turning point. China, as a leading force within the SCO, pushed for a more cohesive and assertive bloc, one that's ready to challenge the post-World War II system and offer an alternative vision for global governance. The SCO's growing influence is impossible to ignore. With its expanding membership and ambitious agenda, The organization is signaling the dawn of a new era in global politics, one where power is more widely distributed and new voices are shaping the future. In many ways, this summit was more than just a meeting. It was a declaration to the world that the balance of power is shifting, and that the SCO intends to play a central role in what comes next. The most anticipated moment was the meeting between Xi Jinping and Narendra Modi. After years of border clashes and frozen ties, the two leaders met as partners, not adversaries. Modi announced the resumption of direct flights and progress on a border management agreement, major steps toward de-escalation. Xi called for the dragon and elephant to unite, signaling a new chapter in Asian geopolitics. For India, US tariffs over Russian energy forced a rethink. Mending ties with China became a strategic necessity. For China, drawing India closer weakens US efforts to encircle Beijing. Their handshake sent a powerful message: interests, not ideology, drive alliances. The world saw that even bitter rivals can become partners when circumstances demand it. Vladimir Putin's presence was central to the summit's narrative. Isolated by the West over Ukraine, Russia has pivoted decisively to Asia. In Tianjin, Putin was welcomed as a key partner, not a pariah. The Russia-China no-limits partnership now underpins a new Eurasian bloc. Russia supplies China with energy and military tech. China provides economic lifelines. Their alliance, showcased at the summit, openly challenges US leadership. The summit was a show of strength. Russia and China, backed by new partners, are determined to resist Western pressure. A new axis of power is taking shape, with global implications. US tariffs and sanctions meant to isolate Russia and pressure India had unintended consequences. India, hit by steep tariffs for buying Russian oil, found itself pushed away from Washington and toward Beijing. Russia, cut off from Western markets, turned to China and India for economic survival. These shared grievances forged new partnerships at the SCO Summit. China positioned itself as a stable alternative to the unpredictable US-led system. The summit was a direct response to American economic coercion, nations banding together for autonomy and survival. When one power overreaches, others unite to protect their interests. Hosting the summit in Tianjin was deeply symbolic for China. Once a city of foreign concessions, Tianjin now showcased China's resurgence and global ambition. The summit ended just before a massive military parade in Beijing, highlighting China's growing hard power. Every detail, from red carpets to military displays, reinforced China's message: it's ready to lead a new world order. For Chinese audiences, it was a triumph for Xi; for the world, a display of confidence and unity. The summit's choreography projected strength, efficiency, and national pride. China's rise is no longer just economic, it's strategic and military as well. The Tianjin summit has ignited a global debate. Are we witnessing the birth of a lasting anti-Western alliance, or is this simply another carefully staged diplomatic performance? As world leaders gathered under the watchful eyes of the media, questions swirled about the true intentions behind the show of unity. Some analysts argue that a genuine shift is underway. They point to how recent US policies, ranging from sanctions to strategic alliances, have nudged India and Russia closer to China, forging what could become a formidable bloc rooted in shared interests and mutual benefit. For Russia, China's vast markets and growing economic power are a lifeline in the face of Western isolation. India, meanwhile, is seeking new partners to diversify its alliances and strengthen its global standing, especially as it navigates a complex geopolitical landscape. For China, both Russia and India are crucial, not just for securing energy resources, but also for expanding its influence across Eurasia and counterbalancing Western dominance. The SCO's joint condemnation of US actions at the summit was more than symbolic. It signaled a new willingness to challenge the established global order and assert their collective voice on the world stage. Yet, skeptics remain unconvinced. They highlight persistent, unresolved conflicts such as the long-standing India-China border dispute, and the SCO's track record of issuing statements without meaningful follow-through. The organization's core principle of non-interference, while appealing to its members, often hampers its ability to take decisive action or enforce collective decisions. The unity displayed for cameras may be more symbolic than substantial, concealing deep divisions and competing national interests that simmer beneath the surface. The real challenge lies ahead. Can this fragile cooperation endure when the ambitions of member states inevitably clash? Or will old rivalries resurface and undermine the bloc's credibility? Ultimately, only time will reveal whether the Tianjin summit marked a true turning point in global politics, or if it was merely another performance in the ongoing theater of international diplomacy. What does this summit mean for you? It signals a shift to a multipolar world, ending decades of US dominance. For young people, this new reality will shape careers, opportunities, and global challenges. A multipolar world could mean more competition, or a more balanced system tackling global problems. Watch for the durability of India-China ties, new trade blocs, and how the US responds. The Tianjin summit is a reminder: alliances shift, power balances change, and the global order is never permanent. The future will be written in Beijing, New Delhi, and Moscow, not just Washington. Understanding these dynamics is more crucial than ever.